So I want to go give you a little insight into embedded commands in sales persuasion. Now, as you'll probably know from some of the videos that I've shot before, one little tactic is not going to work. It's not going to turn you into a salesperson or make you extremely persuasive or make people buy from you. But when you stack these up, so if you're having a conversation from A to point B is the close and point A is your hello, if you can stack persuasion tactics up with the fundamentals of selling, then you become far more influential, far more persuasive. With a conversation, you could have 10 to 15, easily 10 to 15 different persuasion tactics during your conversation, depending on the length of time you're with a potential customer. So I'm going to show you embedded commands now. Embedded commands comes from hypnosis and NLP, and neuro-linguistic programming, and it is a command that is embedded within a conversation, within a paragraph, within a sentence, and you make it stand out slightly so that you start to influence their unconscious mind. So it's very, very powerful in hypnosis, for example, when you're working with someone and putting them under hypnosis. So I'm going to go now and show you from the computer some examples of embedded commands that you can use in your conversations when you're having your sales conversations, your consultations, that kind of stuff. But you will be able to see from these examples that I show you, you will be able to create your own embedded commands within them. And as I said, there's a couple of key points here which I will cover in the video, but you've got to make them stand out to influence the unconscious part of the customer's mind, if you like, the brain. So let's go now to the computer and I'll show you a little bit in depth on embedded commands. Okay, welcome. As promised, a little insight into embedded commands to help you with your sales, persuasion and influence. So embedded commands, very quickly, is a command that is embedded within a conversation, a sentence, a paragraph, that is influencing that person, that customer, or the person who you're speaking to. It's influencing their unconscious mind, and that is very powerful because the unconscious mind takes everything as true. So here's some examples straight into them, and then it'll give you some ideas with examples that you could maybe tweak or change into your conversations. So here's one here. People who have already decided to invest in our software, David, agree that it brings incredible results fast. So the embedded command here is invest in our software, David, and I very cleverly put agree right after his name. So the embedded command is bolded. I make it stand out. It has to stand out slightly. You can do that by tone, by pausing, by volume, so that it influences the unconscious mind. If I just read straight through it and don't pause or don't change anything, it doesn't have as powerful an effect. So if you can imagine, people who have already decided to invest in our software, David, agree that it brings incredible results fast. You see, there's no power to influencing the unconscious there by making it stand out. Now, let me just make it stand out for you so you can hear the difference. People who have already decided to invest in our software, David, agree that it brings incredible results fast. So you can see the power of making it stand out. So here's another example. Our clients who decided to choose Mindcell sales training are experiencing incredible results, and I would love to show you how we did that. So we're asking that we're commanding choose Mindcell sales training. Another one. I don't want you to decide right now. I'd first like to share with you a few key things that will really help you make the decision. So this is a very clever one. You're coming to the end where you want them to make a decision, but you're saying, I don't want you to decide right now. The decide right now is the command, and it's called negation in hypnosis. So you can't, if I say don't think of a pink elephant, we have to think of a pink elephant to try and negate it first and foremost to get it out of our brain. So I don't want you to decide right now. I'd first like to share with you a few key things that will really help you make the decision. So we're very cleverly also, it's in hypnosis called a presupposition. So we're presupposing that they're going to make the decision after we show them these few key things. So it's very, very powerful stuff there. You've got a couple of commands in there and a presupposition and negation. So that's just a little insight very quickly into embedded commands and how powerful they can be. So the key takeaways, just once again, if you're going to perfect these, and I would say write one down and perfect it yourself until you've got that one nailed. Embedded command is a command that is embedded in a sentence or a paragraph. To make it influence the subconscious mind, it needs to stand out, and you can do so with tone, pause, or volume. So I hope you've enjoyed this little insight into another persuasion tactic called embedded commands. Start practicing within your sales conversations, and I'd love to hear from you and how you're getting on with them. So thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon.